Okay. Nope, not that. Not that. There we go. Today is a Q&A, you guys. Feel free to go ahead and ask questions in the chat. I will get to as many as I can, all right? Q&As, I really like to answer just about anything. First things first, if you are watching this on YouTube, click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you're the first one to get new videos whenever they come live, just like this one, okay? If you are not on YouTube, go over to YouTube, search my first and last name, click on the subscribe button, and then also the bell so you get notified whenever new videos come on, okay? It's easier to be notified. Here's the trick, guys. It's easier to get notified from YouTube that videos come live than it is by Facebook. It's just how it goes, so play the game. Play the game and be wise about it, okay? Let me go ahead and get this off of there. All right, so let's see. I am going to just answer some questions. Until I see actual questions on here, I am going to answer some questions that people have been asking, okay? One of them is just because of the signature program, a lot of people are asking questions about it. Good morning, everybody. I see your good mornings to me. Some of the questions about the signature program, one of them is, what if I don't have a business right now? What if I don't have any way to generate income right now from home, or not from just like my regular 40-hour-a-week job or however many hours, 90 sometimes, right? That doesn't matter to me. Next week is actually the week where I drop the new module that is going to talk about all of the potential income streams and why different ones would be good for you. Because here's the thing is there's many options for income streams, and maybe a couple of them are good for you to start off with, and then you can add in some more later, completely up to you. But I give you the behind the scenes of all of the different income streams so you can make a good decision and start doing that stuff right away, okay? You don't have to already have something that you're selling. You don't have to be in network marketing. You don't have to do anything, right? You just have to be alive and you have to want a better life for yourself and for your family. That's all that you need, and for your community, for the people that you're serving. Those are the only things that you need. Everything else will fall into place. And like I said, next week is where that all starts coming in. And so the next group of people will be added on Monday, okay? So you have to get signed up before Monday in order to get in there while those income streams are dropped. Also keep in mind, the price right now is half of what it will be after the first 7 weeks, okay? It's sort of like beta pricing right now. After the 7 weeks, it's gonna go up 2x, right? It's half right now of what it will be later. And just so you guys know, I already have people in there just for 2 weeks that are already at 2K for additional revenue or additional income into their family and their lives, right? And that more than covers the cost of the program, okay? So they're already starting to live in the world of icing on the cake. For the rest of their life, everything else is icing on the cake. They've already paid for it in 2 weeks, less than a month, okay? So just so you guys know, let me get to your questions. Oh, let me do this since I just said that. Where is it? There it is. Case study. So if you want to have a conversation about the signature program, it's called the home-based revolution. That's what it is. And it is going to be a revolution. It is going to change people's worlds. It is something that you're going to look back on and say, man, I wish I would have done that from the very beginning. You are, trust me. There's already 800 people in there that are doing it. They've already taken the plunge. They're already doing the thing, and they're already starting to see success, okay? Lives are changing 100%. So what you do is you go to my Facebook business page, Living the Dream with Martha, right here. And then you go to, you message me the words case study, okay? Then I will be able to know exactly why you're messaging so we can get right into that conversation. I'm gonna ask you a few questions to determine whether you're ready for this and I can get you the results. If I feel like I can get you the results, then I'm gonna go ahead and invite you into the program. The guarantee that I have for you is that you're gonna make $10,000 a month within the first 6 months, or I work with you until you do. Second guarantee is that if you beat my record, it took me 6 months to get to 100K a month. So if you beat my record of 100K a month within 6 months, then I fully refund the entire program back to you anyway, because that's what I want for you. I want you gunning for that. I want that kind of success for you, okay? I want your life completely rocked, turned upside down, but not turned upside down in a bad way. Sometimes whenever you're anxious and depressed and like not really liking how life is going, if you turn that upside down, turns out you're right side up. Okay? So I just want to turn you right side up. That's what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of here. All right, here we go. Whoops, moving that around. Did not mean to do that. All right, good morning, all of the peoples. I see you. I'm going to look for a question. Oh, good night from Malaysia. Fair enough. Sydney. Oh, this is a good question. Let me get it up there. Sydney, how did you know you wanted to serve others? What was the main event that pushed you to want this in your life? Well, so I think it was probably whenever I started, I'm trying to think back to when it first started. I've always had a heart for service anyway, and I think that all of us do. At the bottom of everything, and that might just be because I do, I may just think that everybody does, that could be a thing, but I really do believe that everybody does. Because everybody says around Christmas time, what's your favorite thing to do? Give gifts instead of receive them. I think that's everybody's favorite thing, is to give something. So that's living in service. I prefer for people to say, wow, my life is totally changed. I just want to see people live well, guys. I know what it's like to be depressed. I know what it's like to be an alcoholic. I know what it's like to have massive panic attacks. I know what it's like to live a life that you feel like there's more, but you can't figure it out. Like you just can't. I've told this story before, but I remember sitting in the basement of someone's house, because that's where I used to live post-divorce. I didn't have any money or anything. It was me and my dog Cuddles. And we were sitting in the basement of this house. Of course, I was an alcoholic, so I was drunk. But I remember just staring at the wall and thinking, how did I get here? And also, how do I get out? Is there still a way for me to move? Ooh, man, the tears are coming. Is there still a way for me to move beyond this space, right? Is there still hope for me, or did I miss out a long time ago? Was there a right that I should have taken instead of a left a long time ago, and man, I just biffed completely and now I got nothing? Those are the things that I was really thinking. That's when I was suicidal, you guys. Because I couldn't see my own worth. I knew that there was something in me that was able to serve others and wanted to serve others, but I didn't know how to get out in front of them to be able to serve them. I think that's an important thing to note. I didn't know how to get in front of them to then be able to serve them. And that's one of the biggest things that I'm teaching you guys, in the signature program, is how to get in front of them and then be able to serve them, okay? But yeah, it's as far back as I know. I've always wanted to serve others. I used to, I think I've told this story on here before. My stories are starting to come back around and back around. That's how you know you're getting old. But I remember a time where my mom and I were driving around. It was around Christmas time, and it was at a mall, right? And we were in the parking lot, and I just enjoyed letting people in ahead of me. And that's service, you guys. As small as it is, it's service. I like to make them feel good. I like to let them through when nobody else was letting them through. They were like stuck, And then I would just stop and I would let people through. And the people behind me maybe did not like that, but I also didn't care, right? I don't ask people's permission. So to serve, I don't ask permission to serve. I do what I want to do. I do what God has laid on my heart. I just do that. And so that was another time, but it's always, I like to help people. It feeds me to be able to help people. So yeah, that's a good question though. Let's see. Alyssa, when picking a domain, does it matter if it's a .com, .org, or better? Ooh, good question. So a .com is going to be what most people assume a domain name is. So what that means is if they only hear, so my website is withmartha.com. If they only heard or only remembered with Martha, they would assume .com. Okay, so if it were withmartha.org or .net or something like that, they may not be able to find my site whenever they go look for it later because they're assuming .com. So it's so industry standard that people assume it. And so you need to really work with that. Now also, just specifically about .org that you're mentioning here, .orgs are typically nonprofits, or they're typically associated with not-for-profit things, okay? So understand that if you're choosing a .org, people are going to assume that you're a nonprofit, and then if you turn out to be for-profit, they may feel there's a bait and switch there, even if you're completely, benign in that, like you didn't do that at all. It's still somebody's expectation, somebody's perception about that thing, and then it ended up not being, so it makes you look shifty. So that I wouldn't do a .org, but I mean, if you have to do a .net or something like that, then do it, I guess. I would really, really just look for a .com that'll work for you. Like for me, this is crazy talk, but MarthaKrejci.com was already taken. Believe it or not, there's a photographer and her name is Martha Krejci. So MarthaKrejci.com was already taken. So then what I did is I threw a middle initial in there. So MarthaEKrejci.com. Now, also that said, my last name isn't the easiest to spell or say. Okay, so that's why I ended up with withmartha.com. So I still have MarthaEKrejci.com. It goes to some other stuff. But withmartha.com, it's a lot easier for people to remember. There's something that I learned whenever I worked at GoDaddy, and it's the radio test, okay? So if somebody's riding on a bus or something and they hear your website name over the radio, so they're just sitting there listening, and then they hear something about you, and then they hear your website name on the radio, the test is this. While they're sitting and getting to their destination, the time that takes, the time that it takes for them to get up to their house or in their apartment or something like that, put their groceries down, check their phone. They've done a few other things at this point, right? Because they're not constantly just thinking about you. By the time they get to their computer, are they going to be able to remember that domain? Are they going to be able to remember that URL? So it's good for it to be simple as well. Okay, so that's why with Martha, can't really, it's pretty simple, Linda, good evening. Let's see. From Perth. All right. Yeah. I love the Aussies. Tabitha, good morning. James. Wow, I'm going to have to start getting up early more often. Seems to be a good way to get my Martha fix. There it is. There you go, James. Rachel, hello. Marcy, loving the signature program. It's life-changing, isn't it? It will change your whole honkin' life. I'm not messing around, you guys. I am not playing around. I am not saying like, buy this thing, it's going to be life-changing. I'm saying buy this thing, your life will change quick. Okay? Quick. I'm not playing around. It is not my goal to bait and switch or to say, oh, this is going to be great, and then not deliver the goods. You guys know that is not my jam. I deliver the goods on top of goods on top of goods. Now we're going to have somebody, I'm having a conversation today at 4 actually, having a meeting with a guy about helping you guys out with writing a book. So that's going to be in there as well. Let's just add it all. Let's just get all the good in there And I'm going to show you how to do all the things. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Laura, is it a smart choice to buy a leg or a team? That is a very loaded question. And the reason that it's loaded is because I don't know the stats of that leg or that team. I think investing is always a great idea, right? But be smart about your investment. Look at your numbers. Your numbers will guide you to what a good investment is going to be. So what is the essential rewards or the essential rewards percentage on that leg? How long have those people been members? Are they engaged members, or did they just buy something last month and then, you know, aren't going to again? You need to look. It's just like any other business that you're getting ready to buy, right? Which is what that's another thing that investing is investing. It's making your money go out and get a job. So it's not a bad idea to get your money out of your bank and into something that's going to make more money, but you need to make sure that you look at the numbers like a boss and make sure that those numbers make sense in buying that leg or that team. Now, if somebody's selling it for very little, that's a gamble. I mean, if the numbers don't speak what you want them to say, but you're getting it for a really good deal, it's a gamble because you might be able to nurture those people better than the person before, especially if you're doing my stuff. If you're doing Go for Gold, Silver Made Simple. If you're talking about Young Living leg, but any other company, you're going to be able to take care of them better. So it may, if you can get a really good deal on it, then it's all in the numbers. It's all in the numbers, you guys. Shelly, good morning. Hello from the UK. Well, hello. I just can't wait. Awesome. All right. Kelly. Good morning. My question is, how do you suggest someone break into the YL business coming from another MLM? I have an active team, but I feel a little gun shy to actually pull the trigger. Suggest someone break into the YL business coming from another MLM. Is this for you or for somebody else? I have an active team, but I feel a little gun shy to actually pull the trigger. Are you talking about for somebody else or for you? I'm sorry, I don't understand which perspective to take on that answer. One thing that is just universal, I'm not a fan of having other MLM people come to or like trying to advertise my team to people that are in other MLMs. If they choose to do it, that's totally up to them, but I'm not into trying to make them feel like they need to be on my team as opposed to where they are right now. I don't feel like that's what you're asking, but just for the people that are watching right now, that's just a universal thing that feels poaching. And it feels also like, why are they hopping around to different things also? Because that's more of a mindset thing with them, of always looking for the grass being greener somewhere else instead of actually doing the work themselves where they are, or blooming where they're planted, if that makes sense. So that's how I am. Now, if they want to come and buy some products, yeah, because there's plenty of things that we have that nobody else on the planet has. Let me just introduce this juice that rocks my socks off. But but like so far as building is concerned and stuff, if they want to do it and they feel like they can do it better here because maybe it's more ethically in alignment with them or whatever, it's more on a case-by-case basis. But if they're just coming and saying, oh, I want to make money over here instead of over here because this really isn't working, a lot of times it's that really isn't working. Just a heads up, you guys. Let's see. Colleen, I'm here to serve others. Boom. Oh gosh, we're at 19 minutes. I have to get out of here. If I go over 20 minutes, it takes forever for YouTube to upload this stuff. Okay, you guys, here's the thing. If you want in on the program, you have to be in by Monday in order to get in on, the next group starts Monday. And that's where we actually are going through multiple income streams, all of that stuff, breaking it all the way down. Message case study to my Facebook business page, Living the Dream with Martha. Boom, pow, we'll have a conversation. We'll get you on. You'll be good to go. I have to pop out of here. You guys have the best day ever. Bye-bye.